Yo, man. I'm calm now. I'm feeling a lot better. Uh, can't do 1,001 things at one daggone time. Polo Sports Talk and ENT, and also Polo Sports News Plus. Back again with yet another one. Hard working, staying grinding. Make sure you hit that like and hit that sub, and also comment as well. And be sure that you're hitting the notifications so that you're able to get my content as well. I'll wait for some people to get in here, and if there ain't nobody in here, then we just go ahead and actually sing out. Go ahead and get right into it. Uh, I want to thank everybody that pulled up to the previous live. Um, thank y'all for showing y'all support. Uh, it's been a rough day, man. It's hot. You know, not feeling not feeling too good, but nevertheless, man, I'm still here with y'all, man. So, now look, man. Uh, Danny Green has came out and really criticized Ben Simmons in terms of the fans and how they feel and everything, and pretty much like everybody has said, it's not just me. It's not just me. It's everybody else that feels the same way. Is that he needs to be aggressive. Um, Look, I'm gonna say it like this. I done talked about this before 1,000 times, and if you haven't heard me talk about it, I don't mind saying it again. But the problem with Ben Simmons is it has nothing to do with whether or not. Okay, yes, I understand that he's got the stigma on him about him being lazy, uh, him not wanting to work hard, him being carried by family members and all that. I get all of that, but then again, there's something internal, and Danny Green has stated that he has clearly put that out there. Now, if the fans are telling you that you need to be aggressive, and you have your teammates telling you that you need to be aggressive, then that should tell you something. Now, this is what Danny Green had to say. He said off the court with his family, things back home, and he doesn't necessarily discuss it with us in private, but I knew he was going through a lot. He had some things going on during the season. It might have come all at once during this time, but you can tell Ben's the type of kid. He's Ben's the type of kid. He's If he's not encouraged and he's not pushed or forced to do it, he's not the type to take that risk. Obviously, he's he's got a high IQ. You can tell he gets a lot of assists and pushing the pace, and he gets paid to do what he does, because he's so good at it. But he doesn't step outside the box because he knows well enough, I'm good at this. I don't need to step out. It's not like I'm encouraged to do this or I'm kind of afraid to do this kind of to do this type of thing. So what I gather from that is that he's just going through the motions pretty much. He's going through the motions pretty much. And that's not what Philly, Philly fans want. They want him to act like you truly want this, like you want to be here, like you give anything just to be on that court, even if it means taking 2,000, 3,000 jumpers, even if it means uh, going down low and working on your low post game, even if it means working a little bit more on your offensive repertoire, even if it means going to go get a shooting coach. All of these things, you have to take all of these things into account. And when Danny Green is coming out and telling you that the fans want you to be more aggressive, then hey, the writing is on the wall. Now, as much as I criticize Ben Simmons and I've said, okay, hey, look, you got to get better with your free throw shooting. You got to get better with your shooting in general. You got to at least try to attempt a shot. I'm still not gonna call him a bum or call him trash. That's not that's not what we do here. But I am gonna say this: there's millions upon millions of guys that's desperate for the opportunity that would be more than willing to be in your position, and not only be willing to be in your position, but even be more successful in your position. Okay, and they feel like they could get it done. There are guys that are starving for opportunity, and what are you doing? You're not taking advantage of the situation. You have all these opportunities around you. You're making the most money. So let's let's dissect that. Okay. You have LeBron James, okay, who I use as an example. He, even though he might be older and he knows that his window of opportunity for many things or maybe closing, he's still working out regardless. He's still doing everything he can to find that competitive edge. And that's what the Philly fans want you to do. Danny Green he spoke highly of you, but at the same token, he also said some things, and he had to be frank about it. Uh, does Danny Green have the right to criticize? Yeah, he does have the right to criticize. He has the right to criticize you because Danny Green is a champion. He's a 3-time champion. He's got 3 rings. He's got one, with the Spurs, with the Raptors, and then with the Lakers. You're not talking about a guy that is just, hasn't been there. He has experience. So I'm gonna say that I'm gonna let Young cook and let him cook on this topic right here, and I'm gonna chime back in. What's up with the Sterling Young man? Where you been, bro?
Oh, I've been chilling, man. Just doing my time,
Man, bro, my brother from another mother, man. Yeah, like, man, where he at, man? I can't hear you that good.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh, there you are. All right.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Dang, I was like, man, I was about to get the APB out, man. For real, man. I was like, dang, man, my boy usually come up in there and hold it down. Nah, it's all good, young man. What you got on this though?
I mean, I mean, the fans right. He needs to be aggressive. I mean, if you don't be aggressive, that's when people gonna call you soft or selfish. You know, he needs to bring that aggressive to him. Just focus on his offensive side because defense is there. He focus on his offensive side and straight throws, and play really aggressive. I think he could be one of those good plays off want to be good, want to be one of these good players. You know, if he put in the work, if he really want it. You know, and to me today, he just need to work. He just need to work on his game.
Yeah, man, young. Listen. We already pretty much know what Ben Simmons needs to work on. Ben Simmons knows good and damn well what he needs to work on. And coupled with the fact that, the Australia team did not want you to play for them because that's the team that he was going to play for was Australia. The writing is on the wall. So now you have every opportunity to get in the gym and to get right. Listen, as much as we criticize LeBron about whatever you criticize about LeBron about, or any other player for not being good in a certain area, listen, they're doing everything they can to find that competitive edge. LeBron is investing what 2.5 million into his body. He's still at the age of 36, 37 years old, still trying to prove to not only uh, his fans, uh, his teammates, other people in the NBA, but most importantly, himself, that he could still do this and still perform. That's the type of hunger that you need to have, Ben Simmons. And he spoke highly of you. Danny Green spoke highly of you. And I feel like Danny Green is more qualified than not to tell him he's the one with the rings on his fingers. He the one he the one that had the opportunity to hoist the Larry O'Brien. Not Ben. So you should be listening to a veteran like Danny Green and taking into account. Okay, hey, look, this guy at one point he could shoot. I mean, he could still shoot, but he was up in there with leaders of in I think in 3 point percentage. I think he set a record too, didn't he? For 3 pointers when he
Yeah,
was
in
with
the
the
playoff.
Spurs.
In the playoff.
Yeah, he set a record. So you need to be listen. Listen, what are you doing, man? Like, okay, LeBron was able to listen to Shane Battier to get better on defense. You know what I'm saying? Kobe Bryant was able to listen to Gary Payton when it came to defense. What you need to be doing, you need to be listening to anything in your vocabulary should not be nothing else except shooting. It's like when you're looking for a job, nigga, it's SHOOTING. That's what you need to be focused on.
Mm.
I don't want to hear nothing about nothing else. Nigga, every nigga, you should be eating, nigga, while you eating cereal in the morning time, you should be throwing the ball in the air, making sure that you got the proper rotation or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I know at least that's what I used to do. I would sit there like at nighttime in the bed, young. I would take the ball and I would just uh, make that shooting motion and like reach into a cookie jar or something like that.
Mm.
That I'm not saying that's what he has to do, but that's the type of mentality that he has to do. Other than that, listen, he come back next year and he hadn't made any strides. They hadn't fired Doc Rivers, so obviously he still got a chance. Now, Sam Cassell, from my understanding, got an interview by the Wizards for the Wizards position. What you think about that?
You know, but what he said?
Sam Cassell,
Mm-hmm.
what you think about that?
Of him being the wizard coach.
Yeah,
Um, um, I feel like he'll definitely definitely be a good fit. But I think he just needs definitely need to work on definitely need to work on his work on the team actually, because they got Westbrook stuff, taking to the playoff. I feel like they need like a little
you
bit.
don't like Westbrook, huh, Young?
Oh no! I like Westbrook.
Oh, okay. I thought you was one of the one that.
Incredible,
Nah, I don't like Westbrook.
no, incredible, very aggressive player. No, just need to work on his IQ.
Mm,
I just did, but my problem is, they got the point guard, they got shooting guards. Feel like they need a solid, like a solid big man, or like a solid power forward, like a solid someone that can really help the Wizards a little bit more than Westbrook and a bit Bill. Because if Bill gets traded, if Bill wants to leave, they can have that superstar.
mm.
So I feel like that, and it'll be interesting. Definitely find that, but definitely be happy because a black coach. Definitely, having black coaches coming in.
Man, you ain't never lied, man. Right there. Now that's what I was waiting on you to say. I mean, but it's scrutiny. Because now you got and I wish you would have chimed in for the Bill Cosby debate that we was having, man. I got to get your take on that Bill Cosby thing. Come on.
Bill Cosby.
Come on, let's hash it out,
What's
man.
wrong
I
with
gotta
Bill
get
Cosby?
Young's take on this.
What happened with Bill Cosby?
Huh?
What happened with Bill Cosby?
What? Oh my God, Young! He about to be released, man.
Really? He about to get out?
Yeah, and they overturned the conviction. Oh yeah, go
Oh,
figure, huh?
they just charged him.
Yeah, and they talking about making it. You know, they're talking about overturning it as a felony charge.
Uh, how I feel about it? I feel like to me, you gotta give respect to the man because this man here, never curse on none of his shows. Used to get on other artists that were comedians about cussing, so it makes him think if he was an admin, not being disrespectful. Children and women. Do you really think this man did this? Like, and all these women are going with the Me Too thing, and I think it just you just want to get some women. I feel like they just want to get some money from men who has a lot of it, or it could be like the power that they be asking to do something. They told him they want him to do this, and he stood on it. Said no. They said okay, we drag your name through the month, and what they did because everybody else is getting the bad, predicament, and they already have this upper one of the richest people in the world because behind them, but they don't go through this to show what did this to get out of jail, you know, and yeah, no, he did some things as well, like he did, you know, but I feel like he deserved to be in jail because he's an old guy, you know, and seeing him in jail like that, that's very painful. No, I wouldn't go through that either.
They put this nigga in jail, and they put him in there for a couple years. I mean, come on, man. You could have like, and this is the thing too. Like, you put him in jail, okay? This one, this nigga Bill Cosby, 80 something years old, like 83, 84 or something like that. Nigga can barely move. I think he got early onset dementia from my understanding. I mean, come on, man. Each and every year after you turn in your golden years, man, it's a wonderful thing. I mean, any year, any day above the surface is a blessing. But if you can be, here consistently after you turn 60, after you turn 65, 70, it's a blessing. Now, I say this though, young, Shavin, right? That motherfucker got 22 years, right? He got 22 years, but he got a chance to actually get out and still kind of be mobile. He'll still be a relatively old man, but he got in trouble, for something that was by far way 150 times worse, which and did it with kind of no remorse, which was sitting on the neck of an individual in George Floyd, suffocating him while he had his hands in his pockets,
Yeah.
acting nonchalant about it. So
Um.
you trying to tell me that this man actually has a chance, which he probably is gonna try to, have a chance to try to, get out early and everything. And if he get out early, I'm telling you, man, this place gonna rock. I know he going to feds and federal time, but that's not even uh that's not even really that much bad. Man, you need to be under the jail. Your sentence should be harsh. You either need to have life or get the I'm listen. I'm for eye for eye. You some people feel like the death penalty.
Mhm.
I mean, at least that's what I feel. But you bringing up something about Bill Cosby, right? Most the women that are coming out and everything, they're probably just upset because things didn't pan out for them, or they didn't get his money and all that.
Mhm.
So, man, I'm I'm happy that he out, but he really didn't really need to. They overturned the convention. Now it's like, damn, I done spent this time up in here for something that they clearly knew that I wasn't guilty about, and plus it was consensual with those women. Yes, I know they trying to bring up, but everybody was snorting lines, young. Everybody was smoking. Everybody was popping pills. Everybody was drinking. Everybody was shooting up heroin. Everybody was doing all of that in the in the 60s, 70s.
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna sit here and be blind to the fact that, like, I know what this country is doing. On top of that, they were jealous of the fact that Cosby was about to, purchase NBC. What's up, RJ Guap? I see you in the building. They were mad at that. They didn't they clearly didn't want him to do it. Cosby, man, hey, I don't know, young, you probably too young to remember, man, but Cosby, man, the Cosby Show, besides In Living Color, that was a show that I I lived to see. Like, and that was a show that I would rush through everything that I needed to do in order to watch them two shows.
Right.
I would race home. I would race home on my bike real quick for both of them shows.
Mm.
And Carcino would probably tell you the same thing.
Yeah. But how you feel about the George Floyd thing with getting his statue?
Um, man, you know, I mean, it's admirable that they did it, but if he, and then this ain't no knock on nobody, you know what I'm saying? But if he gonna get a statue, what about the innocent um kids and the innocent teenagers that then got killed? They should get a statue. Or what about the police brutality? To somebody like Emmett Till. He should get a statue. What about all these other, shoot, Trayvon, you know what I'm saying, my all these other guys, you know what I'm saying, they should do Breonna Taylor got a statue? She just got a mural. No. So I'm just saying you got to look at it like that, and it ain't nothing not against George Floyd. He from my state, and everything, but at the same token, there's many other people that passed away, and under the same type of under the same type of situation. So we got to be fair in that regards. But hey, he got it. Can't do nothing about it. Maybe there's some other people that are petitioning for the others to get a statue.
To me, I feel like he shouldn't get in one because I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just saying though how the race people gonna do.
Hmm.
Like they're gonna vandalize his statue. I feel like it shouldn't happen because
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm like they're gonna vandalize his stuff no matter what. They're gonna
Yeah.
burn it. That's why I said I feel like when he had that statue, I was like, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna go good.
Right.
Mhm. I'm like, this ain't gonna go good. They're gonna vandalize this. They're gonna trash that statue. Like you let this criminal. They're gonna say that you let this criminal, you know, you know.
Man, that's a good damn question you brought up too, young. I have forgot about that, man. Damn, man. Man, that's a good ass question that you brought up about George Floyd, man. Because a lot of people ain't really talking about it.
It's been mentioned a lot, but it's very low key. That's why I didn't want to say nothing.
Uh huh.
I ain't gonna.
Well, okay, look. If okay, they gon' they'll vandalize it, right? And then next thing you know, um, that's gonna spark something.
Yes.
It's gonna spark something. So you feel like maybe they did that on purpose to kind of get rattle the people, kind of like, oh well, man, what the hell is he doing? What the hell is this? What the hell is this nigger doing with a statue or something like that? You know what I'm saying?
I feel for Derek Carson. I feel like they're gonna do that for Derek
Cut.
Carson to get sentenced. And I think they doing it because of his criminal past. Like he shot a he put a gun on a pregnant lady. Like I feel like that's also that.
I mean, the only thing they talk about when he was dead, young, was they ain't say nothing good. What the
Well,
only thing they were
it
talking
was
about is the
bad. It
fact
was
that he
more
did
bad. It was
porn.
more bad than good.
That's the only thing. That was like the one thing people wanted to bring up was the fact that he did porn.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, okay, man, big goddamn deal. Shit. I mean, look, let's just be real, man. Let's just be honest, man. Motherfuckers act like, you know what I'm saying, they don't be looking at the shit. Okay, well, motherfucker, how did you know that motherfucker was in a porn? You understand what I'm saying? Like, how did you
Like
know
how
that shit?
like how you know he put a gun on a pregnant lady? It's like how you know?
Yeah.
I'm like how y'all like? I said how y'all know? Just like they'll shut your.
Yeah, you said, oh, well, he was in a porn. Okay, well, motherfucker, you was watching it. You were probably intrigued by the shit. Probably some ladies up in there be like, oh wow, that's George Floyd. You know what I'm saying, or some shit like that. But then again, you gonna get up here and you gonna be like, oh well, you know, he did porn.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah, like
be goddamn deal. He ain't perfect.
yeah, like situation with Breonna Taylor when some white guy had to use a bat and broke her face statue. You know, and it's like whenever some African male female gets hurt and killed, they when they do a statue, always gonna get vandalized,
Right.
and it's always gonna add up, or they'll just bring up stuff that out of nowhere,
Mhm.
while the person's dead, you know, like what's that kid that died from Minneapolis when he had a when the girl thought when the woman she thought that she was acting like it was a taser. She thought it was hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what's that kid he got killed by a female officer who thought it was a taser and
Oh yeah. I forgot his name, but that was in Minnesota too.
yeah and then all of a sudden this kid comes by
Hmm.
and he's saying that he's saying that um that her son was got shot by him and the guy in the was in the wheelchair. This is when he died. And I'm
Hmm.
like, why would you bring that up when he's dead? I don't get it. It's like I understand I understand that your son died. I understand that, but why would you bring that up when the guy that shot your son is dead? It's like it
Yeah.
just that just it don't feel real. Like why just people keep bringing up stuff when someone dies?
Right.
It's like do that when he was alive, not dead. So, I
Yeah.
didn't,
I
I didn't
mean,
really.
yeah. You got to keep the same energy, just like when if you was alive, or just when that person was alive, just when that person dead. It's just like with the whole situation. When Kobe passed away, man. I mean, I was just hoping that there wouldn't be just some asshole that would actually bring up his past transgressions or whatever, his tribulation that he had, his trials and tribulations. But you have some idiot. You have Candace Owens who wants to say little stupid shit, talking about this and that about him and stuff like that. She did the same thing with George Floyd. Ain't it ironic? Okay, you want to criticize these guys when they're dead and everything, But what about you? Let's open your fucking closet door. Let's see what you have buried in there. And I don't like that. I think it's so disrespectful. Did you not know that that man had a daughter, or that died in there with him? Did you not know that there were other people in that helicopter as well?
Right.
But she's so busy. They so busy on George Floyd about the negative stuff or whatever. Okay, so what? He got in trouble, a checker pass. Okay, he still didn't deserve to die like that. Uh, it's just like with Cosby, going back to the situation with Cosby, he still didn't deserve to be put in jail. I mean, do you feel like he should have been in jail? Yeah.
No, like he's like in the 80s. Why would you put an 80 in there in jail. It was like, I mean, even though he wasn't perfect, but I wouldn't. That's just. It was like I wouldn't do that.
Right. It's it's like I feel like sometimes okay, like when they put Tupac when he got locked up and everything like that. I feel like sometimes, man, when they put these guys, and these people in jail, like with Martha Stewart. I mean, I know that's kind of a different situation, but and she's a different race and everything. But I'm just like some of these sometimes, man. Yeah, I'm like, come on, man, really? Like her going to jail is like okay, just go take a time out. You know what I'm saying? But if you send, I bet you, young, if the shoe was on the other foot of what Chauvin did to another guy, right? Like like somebody that was a different race or something. I bet you the media would would be really on it more than what they were because the media was on Chauvin. But I guarantee you, them people would be really pushing for us to get the death penalty, to to be under the jail and everything like that. But with him, it's like okay, it wasn't even a big thing when he got sentenced. It like they kind of just swept it under the rug. Oh yeah, 22 years, that's it. Bam. But with us, hey, they would have been cheering. They would have been like, yes, he got life. Oh, he should have got more. He should have got the death penalty.
Hmm.
Man, them Suns, man. Oh, what? Hey, what did you think of? Well, what's it called? Giannis, his he's gonna be questionable, but there's no structural damage. They said. How you feel about that Giannis injury?
That was definitely painful to watch.
But that motherfucker got up and walked, young.
Yeah, it was strong. He was strong.
Shit. That motherfucker, did you see how he's trying to explain to his brother what happened? And then I'm like, this motherfucker still like he talking
I
about the
saw
shit.
it. I saw it. It was loose. I feel like it was, to me, it wasn't no strain. I feel like he popped it.
Yeah, I like.
Like you popped you swore, but I feel like it was popped. He popped it. So question, but I feel like he shouldn't play. Because the way that I saw the injury, I was like, bro, I feel like you shouldn't play those.
Ooh, I like, damn, man. And when they slowed it down, man, I was like, shit. But see, sometimes, man, like when you got that adrenaline going and stuff like that, it's just like, okay, they try to make up the thing where, oh, okay, yeah, did such and such get in trouble? I mean, did such and such do it on purpose? I'm like, Clay Capella didn't mean to do no shit like there was no way because of the way
No, they
it
was both.
was
Yeah, they was
committed.
both grabbing the rebound. I don't,
Right.
mm. It just
It,
his
it,
landing, just Giannis the way he land there.
right. Do you think that's going to have an impact? Because Giannis, he relies a lot on his athleticism. You think that's going to have an impact on him going forward?
I mean, having his knee hurt now, I feel like he couldn't run trenches anymore. So I think he's gonna work out his knee, you know, and I think he's gonna take some break around when the NBA season really come back on around, November, October, November. I feel like he's gonna miss some games a little,
Hmm.
you know, just a little, the game.
Man, I just hope it doesn't have an effect on his game.
Mm. Also, hopefully, yeah.
I hope it doesn't have an overall effect on his game. You see, all these people are getting hurt. all these people, you know, are having lower extremity issues. James Harden, hamstring. Mike Conley Jr., hamstring. Uh, Joel Embiid, torn meniscus. Uh, Kyrie Irving, ankle sprain. Um, well, with Anthony Davis, a combination of two things. It was the groin and he had the the Achilles thing that was going on with him. Then you had LeBron with the ankle injury. You had Jamal Murray. You know what I'm saying? Like it, all these damn injuries. Jimmy Butler wasn't the same.
Right. It's just health. It's just health issues. I feel like they may rush too much. They came in too much, rushing too much. I feel like the bubble shouldn't even happen in the first place.
Right.
To me,
Uh, I don't like that, man. I just don't like it young. And then you like listen. I don't feel like he should play. I feel like you should sit down. Hey, it's time. Listen, Giannis, you did your job. You did what you're supposed to do. But going forward, I feel like you should sit down because you don't know what type of lasting effect that's gonna have on you. But he wants to play. Now,
no, bro, I
I
would
am gonna
not
say
play,
this.
bro. Your knee pop, man.
Right.
Like your knees pop.
And,
Like
and you know what? And you know what, young? He looked like he was ready to go back into the game too.
like
Did you see
no, bro,
that?
your knee pop, boy. You
I'm
better
like, hey, when he walked up to the bench, I was like, this motherfucker finna play.
like I understand fan got some hearts, but dog, bro, your knee pop. Bro. Like, nah,
I'm
bro.
like,
You
man,
need, yeah, that's what I said. Like, nah, you don't need to play. Your knees pop. So you need to just
I'm
take,
like, nigga,
yeah.
you still walking, nigga? Like,
I not like, yeah, cause I understand, like, play. I know you got the heart, the confidence, but you need to worry about your health, man. Your health is the first play, the first thing.
right, right. I'm like, man, nigga, you still walking, man? I'm like, what? I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that nigga still walking. Like, and then Kawhi Leonard with his knee. You know what I'm saying? Like it just on
Yeah, I
and on
feel
and
like
on. And
Kawhi gonna play that. Kawhi
oh,
gonna
you
play
got it,
that
bro. Go ahead.
finals. He's gonna play in the finals if the Clippers make it. If the
What?
Clippers make it.
What you think he should play?
Oh, he gonna play in that finals. I know Kawhi. He's gonna play in that finals. You think he's gonna miss a final game?
Man, and see, that's where I was telling Ticket. Shout out to Ticket TV, man. I was telling him, man. I don't particularly agree with him playing in the final. You know, like listen, I know it's you want to be out there just to say, hey, look, I was there and everything like that, but I don't agree with it, man. But if he go out there, hey, that's on him. But I think he
Yeah,
should. I
that's
think he
what I
should
said.
go.
Hey, that's on him.
You think he should play?
I mean, no, no, because no, definitely the look, definitely no, definitely the no manager thing. But for me, I feel like he gonna play. That's what I said.
Hmm. Yeah, because he want to play for that third ring.
Who wouldn't play for the championship league?
That's crazy. That nigga Kawhi about if they end up winning, if they win tonight, you think they gonna win the series?
If they tie this up 3-3,
Man, and they at home, man. They got listen. They don't really have as much pressure as the Suns. If the Suns, because now they asking, who's under more pressure. Man, I feel like
if they choke this 3-1 lead, whew,
That's gonna be the big. You think that's gonna be one of the biggest meltdowns?
Yes.
Man. And then watch they gonna eat Paul George ass alive.
So real. If they lose, no Paul George and stuff. Man.
But I would still give Paul George some sense of credit though, just on the fact that he held it down. Because he stepped up his play big time, man. Like I think he heard all the stuff about him being playoff P or what you call him, young way off P.
Yeah.
I think he heard you. I think he heard
He's still
Sterling
way
Young
off the
talking
playoff.
to
He's still way off the free throws.
him. Yeah, yeah, he
Yeah.
ain't way off no more, man. That nigga coming along, man.
Yeah, and then dudes got so like I ain't gonna say no particular names. Just one dude got so mad because he said, "Hey, bro, you can make fun of. He's still putting effort. Like, so what? Like, he ain't missed free throw. Don't get mad because I'm making fun of his free throw and he did it again. Don't get mad. Don't get mad about it. It's his fault. He messed up them free throws. If he would have
Well,
had the
somebody got
basket,
mad. Somebody got mad? Could you said that?
yes. Thank
Well,
you, dog. Like,
yeah. I mean, the emotional attachment, man, to some players, man. I mean, you got to understand, like, okay, if you're emotionally charged to that player, okay, you have to dissect it. If some like when somebody tells me, okay, yeah, Russell Westbrook don't have a high IQ and everything like that, I don't get offended by that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll just say, okay, well, his IQ may not be like Chris Paul or like Isaiah Thomas or Magic or any other or Mike Conley or anything like that. But he does other things better. Well, when you were talking about like the free throw situation or whatever, what have you, that's just an area that he's just gonna have to get better in.
yeah,
So I mean, I don't sit there and I don't even I don't even entertain it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if there's a player like okay, like with Paul George, it's not physically that in that area. It's a mental thing.
hmm
Yeah, it's a mental thing, man. But I mean, he's doing good, man. He's doing way better than what he was. I think the injury set him back a little bit, but he's here. He's playing under pressure. He got a lot of stuff on his back. But see, the role players have came through. See, I don't think a lot of people are giving a lot of credit to these role players. Like first off, I got to take my hats off to Patrick Beverly, even though that was a dirty play what he did the game before last. I don't like what he did to Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? But then you gotta give Reggie Jackson that motherfucker. He playing. Hey, young. It's like he playing. He want a contract.
but he messed up in some games. So yeah, he did messed up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. He messed up, but for the most part, I mean, he been playing good. He
Yeah.
had
Messed up, but he
23.
still, but I gotta give props. He was proven.
That motherfucker been shooting good. I mean, that he had a vicious dunk. The game before last, man. I mean, he put an explanation point on there.
Mm.
You know. So I mean, for all we sit up here and who's been making him improve, it's Rondo. Rondo been in his ear.
Right.
I mean, in my opinion, because I feel like Rondo has been getting in his ear, letting him know, okay, hey, look, this is showing him the ropes, and now his play just went up another level. I thought Reggie Jackson was gonna break out when he went to Detroit.
Yeah. I thought OKC, he was but him and
Okay,
Russell,
see,
him and Russell, their situations, they had their situations. Um,
yeah. I thought he was gonna break out. And then when he went to Detroit, it was just like, okay, they were like, well, maybe this guy is not, cut out to be the guy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's a good fit being a supporting member, of a team and everything.
yeah,
So, but yeah, but he still gotta accomplish something. And the best thing about it, what Reggie, man, how young is Bobby Smith?
hmm?
How old is he?
Who Reggie Jackson?
Yeah, he like 20. He's like 25. Cause him and Paul George are like really good friends or something like
Reggie Jackson.
that. Bobby
Yeah,
Smith.
I think to me, I think he's
To
he
me,
ain't 25. No, he ain't 25.
he kind of remind me of Usain Bolt. I don't know why everybody.
Just because
Yeah, he don't he look like.
he ain't 25. He was in his early 30s, like 31.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, so he older than that then.
yeah, because he got drafted in 11. So
Oh, okay, in 11. Okay, yeah, yeah. It's been 10 years. Shit. Hold on, take a look. Reggie Jackson. Hey, hey. Let's see. Yeah, he's 31.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Shit, that time fly. I thought he was like. I thought he was like 20. I just thought he was like maybe 28, 29. But yeah, it's about that time, man. You should know something. You should be, somewhere at least making some sort of strides to your game.
yeah.
Shit, man. What you think about that motherfucker Penny, man? Penny had got interviewed, but I think
He didn't
something.
want to take it.
Yeah, they're not gonna. He's not gonna make it. Uh, oh, he gonna go back to Memphis.
I feel like that's a good decision from him. Want to coach these kids in college. Stay with the NBA because that's a big pressure for him. So I feel like he didn't want to do. He didn't want to go to that route. He wanted to go with the helping college kids, to become men and be professional basketball players. You know, so I feel like that's a good decision.
Hmm. So you think he would have made a good impact over there with the Magic though?
Nah,
I mean, come on, you got Cole Anthony. He would have been able to work with a point guard.
yeah, but I feel like the team wouldn't been that that good.
hmm Kyle Kuzma and LeBron got friction. I was waiting. We were talking about that too earlier. What you think about that?
I feel like definitely you got everything Ron's not happy about. He'll confront you about it. For Cal, need to definitely a good offensive player. And very good. Good okay defensively. So I feel like that friction is definitely the playoff situation. You know, um, with the Suns, he didn't perform well. He didn't perform well with the whole series. Braun didn't like it. But I feel like he ain't going. I feel like he's not gonna get touched yet. Cause I know Jenny Buss, she's in love with him. She loves the young guys.
Yeah. Wow.
Like Gene Bush said, "Mama gotta have it too." So I feel like,
Look at you, man. Hey, man, you trying to get Kyle Kuzma caught up, bro.
yeah,
Look
yeah.
at
I
you,
feel like,
man.
yeah,
You probably know something he don't.
I think Braun probably told him, but I feel like Kyle knew he was gonna get traded. Kyle knew. I think he knew that he was gonna be out of here. It's just that what team could fit him personally. Like what team can fit Kyle personally? What team can fit his style and his play that he can be so good?
Shout out to Ticket TV, man. He breaking a story, man. If you haven't subbed to Ticket TV or Pro Basketball Updates, um, go sub to him. Kawhi Leonard is not returning.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard is not returning. Um, Young, you already know how I feel about it, man. I don't think he should play in the finals. I don't feel like he should do anything. Why, man? Why he got a mask on, man? How can you play with a mask on?
That's good.
Yo, can you do that shit, man? I
I mean,
can't even breathe in the motherfucker.
some people can pull it off, like Richard Hamilton. Richard Hamilton.
Nah, I'm talking about them COVID masks.
Yeah. What about it?
Yeah, like niggas be trying to play with that shit though. Like hoop with it.
You have to be careful. That's one thing. We gotta be careful the COVID thing because be careful be careful how you close to people. Be careful how you talk, how you cooperate.
Uh,
Cause
but
like, cause you might never know. You might never know. Like, it will catch you. So.
I'm talking about like okay, these guys are actually playing with the mask on, like hooping with the mask on. That like I can't do that shit because like breathe. We really not really even. I'm gonna keep it real with you, young, and you probably know this. We really not even supposed to be wearing these masks because breathing in your own air is just as toxic. Like inhaling your own air is just as toxic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could that's not good for you. So you're breathing in the air that you've already put out, and it's just circling in and stuff. You're supposed to like breathe out. You know what I'm saying? But you inhaling that air that you've already put out, and it's just coming back in there, and that's not good for y'all. It's not good for your lungs.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I also know how you feel about the Scotty situation with what he said about Phil Jackson.
About what?
About what Scotty said about Phil Jackson.
Oh yeah, hey, nah, I'm gonna let you cook on it because I done made two streams. Yo, you should have pulled up, man. That one got kind of that one got
Uh,
kind
to
of
me, I
crazy.
feel like Scotty cares too much about what the media says about him and people who never play at the highest levels' opinion. Because I don't see guys like Robert Horry worried about people saying he got off some rings off of good teams. Scotty stamped himself as legit, leading to the Bulls game 7 in the second round. Even with the Kukoc incident, he was a few minutes away from holding the beginning of the Shaq and Kobe era when he was from Portland. Scotty played his ass off in the series, but one of the two greatest two-way players, or one of the greatest two-way players. But is he Michael Jordan? No, but he gives me a list of players who are Michael Jordan. Because Michael said all my championship, you see Scottie Pippen. Mike always gave Scotty his flowers. People had a great career. The only thing they look back and went on the low paid by the situation with his low pay. Which is wrong. Other than anytime, sits, current stars are averaging. Joe want to say something, but I would just make sure 10 of my fingers are visible Just are visible. You can see that the six are covered by rings, And for him want to sell that book, and that's just sad, man. Like you wanna go up by renting the book. I didn't really get that. And so I feel like to me I feel like uh it's just, and like you said in your title, why now? Why you want to do this now? It's like you could have done that when you should have been done that when you got traded. You want to leave to the Bulls. Like you said, why now?
Um, look, young. I've said this before. I've said it before, man, and I'm gonna say it again. I gotta give a salute to that boy Carsino because he put this in perspective too. So shout out to Carsino for life. But he was kind of on point with what I said. Man, the only reason that you starting to come out with all this stuff now is just for a damn book, okay? And I mean, let's just start with. I'm not even gonna put the icing on the cake yet. Let's just start with the fact that you told everybody, or you told the media, that you felt like Durant wasn't an all around player, and he didn't use his teammates properly and all this other stuff, and he couldn't play in the '90s. Well, for one, Durant, there wasn't a player like Durant in the '90s, so he would have been blessed to have actually destroyed motherfuckers in the '90s or even the '80s, because a guy that was 6'10" and would have been able to shoot from that distance and just an all around offensive repertoire and a package, man, he'd have absolutely annihilated. But we will never know because there weren't players like you've never seen no player like Kevin Durant. Then on top of that, uh, you sat up there and you said that he wasn't no playmaker and he wasn't using his teammates and all this other stuff, trying to compare him to LeBron. Last time I checked, he played not only 48 minutes, he played an extra 5 minutes in overtime, which equals 53. And also he had 40 point triple dub. So how is that not using his teammates when clearly he was playing with a Joe Harris that was inconsistent? He was playing with Harden that was on one leg, and he was playing with a couple people that were no shows, which includes Kyrie and which included DeAndre Jordan, and only had Jeff Green and a few others just to rely on. There was even one game where he was the only one. It was him and another guy that were the only ones that were in double figures. The rest of them were single digits. And then, young, this is the thing that really gets me. He sat up there and he tried to sit up there and say that Phil Jackson was with him not going in the '94 conference final game or whatever, it, to take that last shot was racially motivated. Man, that wasn't racially motivated. And matter of fact, Phil, man, now that I just think about it more and more, young, Phil wasn't racist, because if he was so racist, then he wouldn't have gave a lot of other players opportunity that were African American. Then on top of that, he drew up that play time and time again, in which Tony Kukoc hit the shot plenty of times before. But then again, you were sitting up there rubbing elbows with him. Y'all was smoking cigars and popping bubbly and all this other shit when everything was winning and stuff like that. But now, 27 years later, you want to bring that up? That don't make no sense. You only doing that. This is the only reason you doing this. And the only reason he doing this, young, is to try to sell a book.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's his only, man. That's his only prime objective, because people love controversy, and now people are gonna, they're gonna try to do. They're gonna see, okay, hey, look, what's in this book, and then come to find out, guess what? Nothing's gonna be in there. Then the people gonna be mad. They're gonna be like, man, I thought it was gonna be some juicy stuff in here. I thought it was gonna be some drama. I thought it was gonna be some, hot and heavy up in here. But then really, it's just gonna say something simple or whatever, and then you're gonna make the people even more mad, and they're gonna be even more mad at you. So really, you put yourself in this situation. Now, Young, I'm not gonna get on the whole Larsa Pippen, his wife, and all that other stuff because I don't believe in talking about a man's personal life or anything like that. But I will say this though, and I told this, I think to South Political. I told him, I said, look, your personal life is your personal life. You know what I'm saying? Your personal life is your personal life. But when you become a part of the NBA, the NFL, MLB, even MLS, even in soccer, whatever you're doing, even if you become a part of entertainment, hey, it's no longer private anymore.
Hmm.
You said South Political. You said did Pippen get fired from Chicago?
No.
I'm I'm trying to figure out. He didn't get fired. Did Pippen get fired from Chicago?
Why would we get fired?
Yeah. I don't, hey, South man, you gonna have to come in here and explain yourself. I don't know what you meant by that. Celtics Nation, man, what's going on with you, brother? I see you in here, man. We got a Celtics fan up in here, man. Die hard.
Boo.
All right, man. South Celtics, man.
I
What's up,
know.
man?
Yeah, I
What you?
guess I got kind of confused. He was working for the Chicago organization for a while because that was one of the reasons he had recanted what he had said about LeBron being better than Jordan. You remember he ended up changing it because he had got a job with Chicago. And I meant to ask that when we was talking about it, but some reason I forgot to ask that question.
Nah, he didn't get fired. He didn't get fired from Chicago, to my knowledge. But I know that he was. This is what the situation was. He was getting ready to actually. Phil Jackson had brought him out to L.A. to work with the Lakers. He was going to work with the Lakers and everything. And then, he was actually trying to, you know, not only help out in terms of helping the personnel with Phil and everything because they were working with the triangle and all that stuff. Also, they were going to try to see if he would be a good fit for the team. But they told Scotty, you're not a good fit and everything. And I think that he was kind of hot about that because then they ended up doing, they ended up bringing several other former Chicago Bulls there, such as John Sally, Horace Grant, and of course Dennis Rodman.
Oh no. Not when he was playing. I'm talking about this is recent. You don't remember? You remember a couple years ago he had said something about. You remember he had the comments talking about he felt like LeBron was better than Jordan.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
then he got
that's what
hired
I
by
said yesterday.
Chicago. Then he got hired by the Chicago organization. Then he changed those comments in another way when he was somewhat asked. But I'm wondering with all this stuff going on, is he still working for the Chicago organization? Because I would assume he's not. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, I understand.
I'm not for sure, but I meant to brought
Yeah,
that up.
yeah, he did get fired.
So that's
He
so
he was a, he
so
was
basically
he was what Dirk was to Dallas. He was a special
also
advisor.
also now he got fired. So he missed the go along to get along. He gonna say what he need to
Yeah,
say, and then once yeah, I mean it's
yeah,
looking real.
he got fired. He got fired last year.
So now
Uh,
he back voicing his opinions. That's interesting, man. I think it's some. I think some of the stuff he has some you could probably look into, but I agree for the most part. This is all to sell, not just a book, but you got to remember he got this bourbon as well,
Yeah,
this new drink. So yeah, man, it's interesting. And like we had said before, I don't know where Pippen is at mentally, but I mean, over these past 2 years or so, things haven't been great for him. You know, it's been kind of aired out in
yeah,
the media from losing his wife and being considered a simp or whatever you may call it. And
well,
then
they
as
back
well as
together now.
they're back together.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it seems like it's a big ploy to in a nutshell to sell a book and sell some alcohol, right? But if you really feel this way, why you gotta wait till you gotta sell something, you know, to bring it out? But I guess I don't know. I mean, you could kind of say that with the Last Dance, though. I don't know, man. It's just
they actually during the they let me recant my let me go back and say this though. South, they were in the process of filing. They were in the process of a divorce. But see, I know that with that situation when she was with whoever she with or whatnot, uh, she they they were in the process of doing it, but then I guess they had got back together. You know what I'm saying? You know how relationships. I don't know, man. South, have you ever been married, man?
no, I haven't married.
Oh, okay,
Just
yeah.
from
Well,
just
but
from the information I got.
I'm pretty sure you have friends that probably
No, but
married.
I kind of understand the situation from what I heard. I mean, even though the stuff we heard don't mean it's exactly true, but if it is, it was, let's say this, it was kind of in my opinion, a vulnerable position for Scottie Pippen where he virtually didn't have too much control over it. And it was like, and it made what most people, it made him look what most people would call a simp, you know. But hey, I mean, I feel like it's been a lot of stuff that he's been disrespected, but he's still a bad look
What do
for
you
me.
feel
He's still a
what do you
bad
feel
look
he's
for me.
been disrespected on?
I mean, just what we talking about on this, as far as his, a lot of people came out of it, and there might be a cipher in which you don't even pay attention to, but this so-called manosphere, I see a little bit of what's said about celebrities and stuff, and it's been a bad optics as far as his relationship with his wife for the past couple of years or so. That's been like something, and then and how the outlook and a lot of people different perspective on his relationship he had with the Bulls and Bulls organization, and to me he's added fuel to the fire as well. And I told you I somewhat understand it, but for it to kind of unfold and some of the things that were said, I don't understand. Like calling Phil Jackson's a racist, I don't understand that. But I mean, he was adamant about it in the interview, so it's something that's going to be looked at because now it becomes to me a perception of is is this a prospect of masking a lot of things that come along with winning?
Mhm.
You know, it's easier to mask things and forget a lot of things when a lot of winning is involved. You know, you remember I said that before. Um, Even when you talk about the late great teams in the '80s, a lot of the dynasties they had a lot of stuff going on, especially the Showtime Lakers. Everybody assumed you know, before a lot of things came out after Jordan retired, because you had things come out before this that everything was pretty good. But, as time went on, players talked about their differences they had, you know, with teammates, whether it be Jordan and other stuff. Now you have Pippen with this other new dynamic. Whether right now it's kind of awkward for it to come out. Like, okay, now Fields a racist. That don't seem. But okay, let's see. This why you call him. Explain this. Like, what makes him a racist? You know,
But they,
is it something you scared to hide? Were you holding in? You felt the whole time because of the success of the team. You felt like it wasn't, but I don't know. It's just interesting how out of everything you just come out and say something like that.
I don't listen, man. I don't like. Okay, look, nobody was there. Only the
Yeah.
people that were, closest to the organization and the players, this, that, and the third, or whatever, and selective, family and friends to a certain degree. But just from looking from the outside looking in, I wouldn't put Phil Jackson um, in that light because thing about it is if Phil Jackson was a hippie, uh, I know that some people, they might think, well, that doesn't mean anything, but a lot. If you go back in time out south and you talk about the Vietnam War and you talk about you know times like in the '60s and stuff like that, man, a lot of hippies were of all races and cultures, and it was like a free spirit type of attitude. Like Bill Walton, he was a hippie, what I'm saying, and they had numerous of African Americans that were around them and stuff, and so I'm not going to sit here and automatically just be like, oh yeah, he was or anything like that.
Yeah,
I will say this though. Oh, go ahead.
no, I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna sit here. I don't know who is or who is not a racist, but as of what I've seen from him, there's no reason for me to assume that he is. But if anybody was to come out and say it, I would I would try to compartmentalize and see, okay, why would somebody come out and say that? But I'm not gonna sit on no panel and try to excuse and try to make a reason of why somebody's not a racist that I've never met. And I mean, he was his coach for what 10 years. It's just interesting. I'm gonna take a look at him like, why would he say that? Even he might be even saying it to mean something else. But I'm just trying to figure out why would he say that? Does it have, I've never met Phil. I had no reason to think Phil's not a racist, but Pippen did say it, so I'm like, I don't. It's just interesting. Out of all the things he would say, that he would call him a racist. It's interesting.
Well, going back to what I was saying, you've had if you felt that way and you've had this in your mind for I don't know, 27 years. Um, okay, you have a book and everything. Everybody can pretty much read what you're trying to do and what your prime objective is. But you mean to tell me 27 years, y'all rubbed elbows, like you say, winning kills everything. Y'all done pop champagne together, smoke cigars, uh, been in the locker room together, been at war with each other, been at war against each other in practice, have had arguments, have had good times, have had team dinners and everything like that, have flown on the plane, have been on the bus, have been in the back of buses, have been in the meeting room, have had the one-on-one conversations. You mean to try to tell me that you couldn't say, okay, hey, look, what is the problem? So I'm not going to even go for that because I'm pretty sure that they probably already had talked about this. Man, Phil is not even probably even thinking about you too, because Phil is somewhere in Montana. Probably you got one of them a young woman younger than him up in there. You know what I'm saying? Probably smoking him some good weed or something, and probably getting happy endings every now and then. He's not thinking about you. You know, so Scottie Pippen, we know what you own, and also in reference to his personal life when it comes to Larsa and everything. Look, both of y'all knew what y'all was getting into before y'all stepped into this type of lifestyle. You knew that he was an NBA player. You know what comes with the territory, and then now, uh, being that she probably saw you do some things back in the day, you probably did her wrong because I'm not gonna sit up here. We can't all get on Larsa about her doing this and doing that, being with Future, all this other stuff. I know about all that stuff. But okay, she ain't she ain't no different than anybody else that's doing what they doing, and they could talk about her age and talk about oh she too old to be twerking and all this other stuff. Please, that's 50 and 60 year olds twerking on Instagram, TikTok, all that other stuff. Just go do your research. However, Scotty was up in there with Michael, and they were doing stuff that didn't need to be done either. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So you
I
know, what goes around, comes around, and you're gonna catch that boomerang.
Love should have brought your ass home last night.
And, yeah, with the smack from Holly Berry, for real. Yeah, yeah,
That's one of the most epic scenes in movie history.
hell yeah. Holly Berry. No, really though. I mean, you should. You can't sit up here and have anybody trying to feel sorry for you, Scotty. You bought that stuff on your own. Listen, I'm not gonna tear Scotty down. Do I think he was a tremendous player? Yeah, absolutely. I would love to have a Scotty Pippen on my team and stuff like that. But mentally, man, you're not all there, bro.
I'm gonna say this. I don't know. I don't know how much of what he got to say in his book or on his interview is true or not, but he said it now. Now you have to prove it. To feel a
Uh,
racist, now you got to prove it, or hurt your credibility. As far as we know up to this point, he hasn't been perceived as a racist. But okay, you said it, now prove it. And he did also kind of say allude to the fact that Jordan being selfish. Okay, you saying a lot of stuff. Now you got to prove your side. Maybe he felt like now it's time for him to tell his side of how he feel, since a lot of stuff been told that made him seem selfish and certain stuff. Okay, you done made these comments in which most people don't care to believe, or okay, prove it now.
yeah,
Simple as that.
no,
It's
you
just
don't.
interesting how he stood adamant on what he had to say. So I'm like, he's standing on it for a reason. Maybe whether he lying or not, he really standing on it. He didn't try to run from that, saying Phil was a racist, because in the interview he did not deviate from that. He did not digress from it. So I was like, okay, it's interesting. I mean, if come to find out the shoe don't fit, okay, now you look like just make you look like a discreditable person.
I
But
find it funny. I just find it funny that it's all coming out now. I just find it funny that
yeah, I agree too.
it's all coming out now. So go ahead, you got it.
I agree too. But he acting like he got something that, and he confident with what he said. So I don't know if all this gonna come out in the book or whatever, but it was interesting to me, man. But
Man,
it's weird how he's kind of switched up once he got with the Chicago organization, and that damn some more might come out about how he left that job, and there might have been another thing. He like, look, man,
yeah.
he just been done dirty all the way around or something.
Hey, Sal, you really like Pippen, huh?
No, I'm just trying.
Cause
No,
I'm like, man, Sal's political, man. He like he like, you know,
I like pretty
putting
much.
this out in the open about Pippen because
No,
like,
I
no,
like
no,
all players.
no, I'm
But
saying like you know, he's an interesting person to talk about, man.
no, the
Because
biggest problem.
you don't really know that much about Pippen, though. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't really all out there like that. We know more
But that's
about
what I'm
Jordan than
saying.
we do about Pippen.
But I'm interested to see what he got to say
Right.
because nobody
Hey, you gonna
because
get the books
everybody
out?
seen it. The thing about it, everybody's seen it from Jordan point of view. He done had all his documentaries, everything. But
Right,
what
right.
did his number one main, sidekick, for lack of a term, got to say about his career playing with Jordan? I like to listen to what people say. It's not the fact that they will tell you the exact truth, but how they explain things might let you know more or less what the truth is. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So he might not tell the exact truth, but how he explained things might make you understand how he perceived things. That's why it's interesting to me. It ain't about me. Oh, you just want Pippen. You trying to protect Pippen. Nah, I mean the truth is the truth. I, I like to hear the truth, but I wasn't there. I don't know what the truth is.
Who's trying to protect Pippen?
No, I'm just saying I don't know if you're trying to allude to the fact that I was trying to protect Pippen. What he's saying, you like you must really
Nah,
like Pippen.
nah,
I'm like,
nah, nah,
no.
nah, 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 no, no, no. I'm saying like, nah, not like that, man.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to get
I'm
why
talking,
you were saying
I'm talking about like he's an interesting personality to talk about because you don't know that much about him, and we know more about Jordan than we do about any of these other guys on the team. I guarantee.
that.
Hey, look, I know more about Craig Hodges than I know about more
You
about
gotta think
Pippen.
about it. Pippen didn't talk that much in the last dance.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
now I want to hear what he got to say.
And Kawhi is on the bench. Kawhi sat on the bench. I think you've been listening to a video. Kawhi is sitting down. So Kawhi is rallying the troops. It's about time, Kawhi.
Because he's sitting on the bench now, he rallying the troops. That's how it works.
Yeah. I mean, he gotta, just his presence there. You know what I'm saying? You'll be surprised at what type of difference that'll make.
No,
You
I
know,
don't think so.
because he getting it out the mud. He doing it the right way, man.
When doing it the right way goes wrong.
Nah, man, but nah, he's on the bench. Hey, you don't know that might have motivated him, Si.
Now, you know what's gonna happen if they lose with him on the bench? They're gonna be like, why you keep staying on the bench?
Oh, come
Stop
on,
being on the
man.
bench. They've been winning the
God
whole
dang. I can't win, man. I can't win.
these conspiracy folks gonna say they're gonna come in here. See, they bought Kawhi on the bench so they could lose. Cause he didn't want
Right.
them to lose. He
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
stand
oh
sitting up
yeah,
there.
yeah, South. You gonna be like, man, you should have had your ass in the skybox the whole time. Shit, why you come down here? You
You,
should have kept on
you
eating them
can't
lemon pepper wings and shit, man.
you can't win with these fans, man. When things
No.
don't go their way, it's a conspiracy.
I'm thinking about going to go get me some lemon pepper thigh wings myself. Shit.
That's how it work, man. The outcome don't go their way. It's some kind of conspiracy behind it.
Huh.
See, Kawhi, he's selfish. He gonna be looking worse. He came down because they were winning while he was in the box. So he wanted
Mhm,
them to go lose because he didn't want them to look that good.
mhm.
Why? He didn't want them to keep winning while he was out because that gonna make him look bad. Like, God damn, boy, these niggas right here. You can't beat niggas, man. You can't beat niggas.
Getting it out the mud. Nah, but man, like I mean, I'm just glad he went. He went down there because he sat on the bench before when he's been injured and stuff.
I mean, I when I thought about the optic, definitely was bad, but do I think it's gonna really make a difference? No, because Kawhi is not a player that really is vocal. If he just gonna sit on the bench and say nothing, it's no different than him being in the booth. It's not like
Yeah,
he pulled players to the side and talked to them and all that.
yeah, yeah. You don't feel like you don't feel like he's any type of leader. You don't even feel like he leads by example.
I explained this before. He leads by example, but lead by example doesn't lead by example. It's not the it doesn't have as much influence as a leader that pulls players to the side, communicates more, holds players accountable.
Do you
You
feel
know,
like do you feel like Tim Duncan was a leader?
Tim Duncan was the leader. Tim Duncan was quiet too, but he would talk to players. Now he communicated on the court. You know what I'm saying? Tim
But
Duncan wasn't just
he wasn't as vocal as Tony Parker.
no, he wasn't vocal as Tony Parker, but Duncan actually was on the court. He wasn't just sitting there quiet, not communicating with teammates, not talking to teammates. He didn't do that.
I mean, he led by. I feel like he led more by example.
Yeah, Duncan led by example too, but he still would talk to players, and he was all about the team. He didn't
Pop, Pop was the leader.
yeah, Pop. I think Pop. See, the thing about it, I always compare the
Or
Belichick
or
and
Tony
Brady.
Parker. Tony
No,
Parker. My bad. Go ahead.
I always compare Belichick and Brady and Duncan and Popovich because they were two. Brady was a player that sacrificed and would let the coach lead by example with him. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? Where Brady he would mind the coach. He wasn't no diva where he wouldn't let the coach get on him to let him know if the coach gonna get on me, what you think he gonna do to you? You know what I'm saying? But
right.
and Duncan talked on the court. He communicated with players. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't just quiet to where he don't say nothing. It was he. This leadership thing didn't really come up within his career where leadership issues with Duncan. It was never a question. I can say more or less. You can say more or less. Popovich was a leader with the system he implemented, but it never was a question or conversation. This has been a conversation with a player like Kawhi. Is he somebody that can be a leader for your team? You know what I'm saying? And it's been a big concern, especially once he started moving around, and then especially when he came to LA, a team that had really doesn't have a story to it. I mean, doesn't have any kind of accomplished, hasn't accomplished a lot, and and this has never been a question for Duncan, but it is definitely a question for Kawhi. And Duncan is known as one of the ultimate teammates. You know what I'm saying? Sacrifice his game, whatever. You know that. You talking about a player that sacrificed aspects of his game for his team to win.
And money.
Duncan is and money, second to none. There's no comparing him and Kawhi. There's no comparing them other than they players that
What?
play both sides of the ball. That's the only comparison they got.
Okay, but you see why I asked that because some people say that Kawhi learned a lot from Tim Duncan because of him being in that San Antonio culture. They kind of had that kind of same feel. They would
I
lead,
think
by example, and they would,
I think people assume, but I don't think they. I think people assume that. No,
I
a
think
lot.
the I
A
think the
lot.
vote,
Go
huh?
ahead.
No, no,
No, go
you
ahead.
got
I mean, just look at a lot of the moves Kawhi made. Okay, Duncan probably could have because he could have went to Orlando. You know, could have went to Orlando, but I see what people try to make the comparison, but I think they just two totally. They both quiet players, and play both sides of the ball, but what they willing to sacrifice for the team, I think is just different.
Man, Boogie hooping, man.
Oh, Boogie out there doing it the right way.
Yeah, yeah, Boogie hooping, man. Boogie hooping. Let me guess, you don't like Boogie neither.
I ain't got no problem with Boogie. I think Boogie one of them players he could go out there and give you some good minutes. He go out there and give you some shitty minutes. You just don't really know what he gonna do.
At his prime, though, I'm gonna be real with you, though, South man. Like um, listen, and I know a lot of people they may think I'm crazy for saying this, but in his prime, I felt like you want to talk about overrated. I felt like Boogie was overrated in his prime.
Yeah, Boogie had a lot of potential. He was just immature. He never matured as a player. You know what I mean? He never matured as a player.
Yeah, he had a lot of
And then him being at an organization that then had to hold him accountable. Just to help him as a player. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. He just never matured as a player. He had a lot of talent. You know, just never matured to me. Kind of like Josh Smith. They never matured. I mean, he had a good game last last game. He had a pretty good game. He gave them some good solid minutes. I mean, they got to play him now because Zubac is out, right?
say that one more time, Sal.
I said, yeah, he had a pretty good game, and he got to get some minutes now that Zubac out. So,
Yeah, let me explain why. Okay, look, when he when he was in Sacramento, I always felt like I always felt like he was like you know overrated because he he never went anywhere. With the squad that he had, and he played for Sacramento what 7+ years, and so it was kind of like, all right, yeah, and they kept saying that he's the best big man in the league, best big man in the league, and stuff like that. But it was just like, what. But when I got to watch him, if you take away all the attitude and all that stuff that technical fouls and stuff like that, I mean, he was a pretty decent player. I wanted him to succeed when he went to New Orleans and then made his way to Golden State. He had a chance to go to State. You know what I'm saying? Had a chance, with the Lakers too. But injuries have slowed that man down.
yeah, I don't think he matured. I don't think he committed himself to get better.
He looking good out there right now, though. He looking good. But the Clippers are down though. They down 33-29. 11:43 to go in the fourth quarter. Now I gotta ask you something about it. Now you've been asking about the status and everything. I got the status on two players. I don't know if you heard Kawhi Leonard. He ain't coming back, so we go ahead and put that out there. And with Giannis, there's no timetable for his return. But the good news is that there's no structural damage.
Okay.
What you think about it?
Um, he might miss one game.
You think it? You think he should come back?
Oh, you thinking he might not come back? Greek freak.
Yeah, there's no like that. Like they said, there's no timetable for his return.
Yeah, I was no. I said I think he might miss one game. I think he might miss a game.
I
'Cause I
don't.
know he got a lot of. They probably got a lot of stiffness and soreness. I don't know if he, huh?
Nigga, I'm telling that nigga to sit your ass down and don't do it.
Mhm. Don't come back.
No,
Oh, you gonna tell Greek freak not to come back?
hell yeah, look, man.
Oh, dang!
And
I wasn't expecting you to say that.
huh?
I wasn't expecting you to say that. So he should sit out the rest of the playoffs.
In my opinion, yeah,
Why you say that?
because dude, South, it if you play, dog, that nigga, that okay, yeah, he might be ready to get out there, and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? He even walk. I'm telling you, man, a lot of motherfuckers, man. I'm not the only way that felt that way because I talked to my cousin about this, man. I was like, man, that motherfucker had the audacity to walk. He couldn't believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
not very many people that would have been able to get up and walk, but the fact that he did. So I'm just like this. Yes, that goes to show you how fast your body can recover, right? So I'm just like this. Okay, look, let it heal up. There's no reason to rush it and get out there. And then
I
what if
mean,
what if
how do you fight the
something
temptation of
wrong?
having an opportunity to get a chip?
Huh?
I mean, that's easy to say, but I think Greek wanna get try to. This is a rare opportunity. You don't know how when you gonna get an opportunity to be this close to getting a chip.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he's always done it the right way.
Yeah, and this gonna be a get it out the mud chip too,
Yeah.
because
So
because you stayed with the same team.
that hey, look, I'm telling you though, but this is gonna be I'm gonna be happy for this man though, man. If he do that, but at the same time, I'm gonna be like, man, you stupid MF, you know why you do that? Because if let's say he plays and somewhere down the line, you know, the stuff starts messing with him again, or even his play kind of takes a hit. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the question that I asked: Will his athleticism suffer? And that's the question that we gotta ask.
Yeah, see, he had no damage. So what I'm assuming, I'm not no trainer or nothing like that. I'm assuming it's just a right now he's having a lot of soreness and stiffness and loss of range of motion.
Hmm.
So once he can kind of, if he can somewhat, I would think he would have to miss a game, at least one game, and play like give him about 4 days, 3 4 days of rest, and he might be ready to go. He might not be ready to go this game, but I don't see I don't see Greek sitting out. I just don't see him doing that, especially with them that being, you know what I'm saying, opportunity to go to the finals. I don't see him just sitting out.
Right.
If he think he can play, he was trying to go back in that game.
Yeah, I know. That's
So
what
what makes you
I'm
think
like,
he gonna
man.
sit
What
out, bro?
this nigga, man?
That
This
nigga
nigga got heart. And see, that's what I love about Giannis. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, no, Giannis, man, chill, 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 chill. You know what I'm saying? because you're gonna
This
do more harm than good.
this opportunity, these opportunities ain't promised that you get back.
Yeah,
You feel what
and
I'm
I
saying?
understand that, but look at okay. Do you want to?
It ain't promised you stay healthy next year. You sit out and then get hurt next year when you be like, man, you gotta think about it. I had an opportunity to that close to getting to a chip.
Okay,
I sat out.
He get a chip while he hurt, and his play take a significant drop or anything like that. Are you gonna be good for it? It just most likely. I'm okay. Let's just say
But he
that's
had
his
no
only
structural
chip,
damage though.
huh?
He has no structural damage though.
Yeah, and I understand that, and but it nevertheless it still was a hyperextension though.
So what are you saying?
I'm just saying like you know, them things is most likely because South, if you looked at it,
You said it's more likely
was
he'll
it
do it
me or
again
what?
because it's so
Go ahead,
recent.
you
You saying it's an odd he might most likely do it again because it's just recent.
yeah, because it looked like it okay, was it me? Like, okay, that's what I was talking about earlier. You play football. I said it wasn't quite like McGahee. It wasn't nowhere near that. And that one was from the side, but like it like when I looked at the replay and stuff like that, it looked like he popped that bitch.
Yeah.
Like and so, like you
And
said,
he-
you on point
yeah.
with that. It's a case where we would hope that he wouldn't do something like that, again.
Yeah, I mean, if
It's
he,
risky, man.
bruh, it's just I don't see him sitting out no more, and I don't. I mean, being this close to,
You don't agree with him saying that.
oh man, you this close to getting, to have an opportunity to win a ring, man.
Yeah,
Ain't no
yeah.
promise
So,
to some of
oh,
the
okay,
big
okay,
players
okay.
if you
So,
do
yeah, that's getting it the right way.
getting it from the mud, doing it the right way.
Yeah. So, okay, he gonna go out there. You know what I'm saying? Limping on one leg. You know what I'm saying? All this.
Willis Reed the rest of the playoffs.
Come on, man. uh-uh. I didn't want Joel for as good as
How
Joel
you know he
Embiid.
gonna be limping the rest of the playoffs?
Huh?
How you know he gonna be limping the rest of the playoffs? I don't know. I
Man,
never had a hyperextension. I don't know how long.
I
I mean,
I did it. I did it with my ankle. You remember? Okay, you remember when Paul Pierce? You remember when Paul Pierce had hyperextended his ankle? I don't know if you remember. Somebody had fell
nah.
on it. It fell on it. Hey, okay, I'll put it to you like this, Sal.
I don't know.
You know the situation that happened with Dak. It
Yeah,
was it wasn't to that magnitude, mines, but it did happen to me. It kind of happened when Paul Pierce had kept, but it was with my ankle. Somebody had fell on my ankle or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I still, believe it or not, I still played a little bit. But man, after that shit though, Sal, I like man, I even went in a an air cast for like 2 weeks because it was just hurting. And then they, come to find out, guess what? They said that yeah, I had a fracture. I was still playing on the hairline.
yeah. See, you had a whole bunch of shit going on. You talk about you had hairline fractures and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah. And so, but see, thing about it was, I felt good though. See, that's the thing though, so I felt good, and I even like I just put some ice on that bitch. I got in there and did the Epsom salt thing and everything. And I did an ice bath first, and then after that, then I I soaked my foot in some. I did it like double way, and then I soaked my foot in some Epsom salt, and then I did the rice method, which was the elevation, all that stuff, rest and compression, all that. And so I did that. I got out there and I played some more. It's still a little pain and everything like that, but I was like, nah, it's gonna get better and everything. But it just wasn't feeling right because I was doing that like a week after, and like 2 weeks went by, and I was like, man, it still kind of hurt. And the doctor said, man, you've been playing on a pretty much a broken ankle, man.
Yeah. I don't know what the Bucks gonna do. They might try to play it by the game.
hmm
They might sit him out of game. It would have see. It would have. They would have been. They would have been very comfortable if they were able to win the game and go up 3-1 and be like, well, we can play. You know what I'm saying? See if we can get out of this series without him and rest him. But I don't see Greek sitting out. That ain't gonna happen. If he can play, he gonna play.
So you agree
We've been
that he
trying to
can
go
play?
back into that game, so we already know he gonna
I
be.
mean, yeah. Hey, look, man. If he plays, I'll just pray he don't, get something else hurt. Because I think he hurt something else a while back. Like, didn't he hurt like his ankle or something like
He been wincing in the playoff. I think he got some kind of back injury or sciatica or
that?
something.
Right.
Because I've
Yeah.
been
He's
seeing
he
him.
been pretty healthy for the most part.
Yeah, but he been fighting some kind of back injury. I can tell by how he went sometime,
hmm
but I don't see him sitting out the whole series.
I never got
He
your
might
take
sit out.
on.
Huh?
I never got your take on Bill Cosby.
Or the Bill Cosby situation.
Yeah, what you think about it?
I mean, it really to me it was just I, it was already kind of a wild thing because I felt like it was statute of limitations anyway. Like how can you try to bring somebody up for a crime committed a long time ago? I mean, they're supposed to have been something that committed 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's to me that's beyond the statute of limitation to
Hmm.
bring somebody up on that so long ago. When you didn't even have the same laws that you have now. That was kind of crazy to me, man. You know, that's pretty much what I got to say about that. It's already wild. But to let him out, it's interesting. People gonna have they conspiring views on why they released him or whatever.
hmm
I don't. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
And
I
it's
don't
been,
know.
it's been overturned, and they're gonna reduce it. It's not gonna be a felony. It's not gonna be a felony no more.
I think the big thing with stuff like that is you kind of damage the man reputation, and he can't get that back. That time he can't get back. And some people, even though he's been clear for that, some people would never let him. You know what I'm saying? They'll never let that go. It's like once the media have dragged you for that, whether you whether you've proven innocent or not, it's like it still kind of stick with you for some, especially black celebrities. Like this stuff still stick with some of the people. Domestic violence, anything like that, it just sticks with you whether you proven guilty or innocent. I mean, whether you proven innocent, it still sticks with you. We see it with these coaches just trying to get jobs, had no solid evidence on them about whether rape or domestic violence, any kind of domestic violence, but this stuff sticking to them. Like it's proof that they actually had something to do with it, or actually committed some of the what was some of the crimes that was they were possibly, what I'm saying, supposed to be a part of. But there's no solid grounds of evidence. But since they name circulate around it, oh, it's damn near like they had something to do with it with no proof. It happened to Zeke too. You remember a couple years ago, the league suspended Zeke, and they had no evidence of nothing, man. He missed the first 6 games of the
Hmm.
season. They had no proof. The judge threw it out because there was no proof, but they still suspended this dude. The league. That's crazy, man.
Hmm.
That was about 4 years ago. It was like 4 years ago. Because the year after that, he ended up I think he ended up holding out for his money. They
Right.
suspended the dude for, and they had no proof of him doing nothing. And the judge kept throwing it out like it's not a case, man. But but they still suspended him.
Well, you see that one thing that I had to ask was like earlier was was this situation. I was asking Lamont earlier if he felt like the situation was going to arise again, uh, if you know Chauncey goes into the Blazers, he doesn't do a good job or anything like that, then guess what? The media gonna jump all on it, and it's just something that they gonna uh, bring up again. And he said, he didn't feel like it was gonna happen, but I kind of feel like like what you brought up about Jason Kidd. I haven't heard them say anything, but the fact that just on the fact that they brought that up um about Chauncey Billups, it kind of just makes you wonder, man. If these guys, if these guys are winning, they ain't gonna say nothing. It might cure everything, like you said. Win is a cure, but if they start losing, then all this stuff somehow gonna make its way to the surface.
Yeah, I'm saying winning mask a lot of stuff. But Pippen been quiet for a while, so it's interesting to hear what he got to say. I mean, a lot of his stuff that he's saying kind of sounding kind of alarming, like really. But hey, I'm gonna listen to you. I'm listening to you and see what.
Who are you talking about?
Now I'm talking about Pippen.
Oh, okay.
Pippen never had a lot to say. He didn't have a lot to do with the Last Dance. So now he feel like it's time for him to something to say. I don't agree with how some of the stuff, how he put out some of the stuff, but hey, I don't believe nobody tells all lies. Somebody has some truth within what they say. I don't think people tell the 100% truth, but at the same time, I don't think people tell a 100% lie. You know what I mean? It's gonna be some
Yeah.
truth, and even within what they saying, they gonna at least tell you how they feel about people. So for you to call Phil Jackson a racist, well, we know it's something you don't like about him, whether you really feel that way a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a reason why you brung up something like that. We would have assumed maybe it's something he done that's gonna come out, and it's a reason why you decide to say Jordan was selfish. I don't know if you caught that part.
About
So
the on Last Dance.
no, he said that on the interview he had. No,
About
Jordan.
what did you say again?
the same interview. You know, he had an interview with what is it, Dan Patrick's.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's no. That's what I said. That's what I was talking about. If you go back and listen to the stream, that's what I had read it. I put the link in the description too, man.
Yeah, he had kind of said something like Jordan. He said something about Jordan
Because
being self.
he asked him. He kept having to ask him ask him the question or whatever, and then he finally got to it, and he spilled the beans.
Yeah, he he kind of, to me, when he said, he kind of slipped that in there because I think Dan Patrick had asked him about him in between at that time when Jordan was playing baseball. Now
Hmm.
he said, yeah, Jordan. He just called it the Jordan being selfish. I'm like, oh, it's interesting that you would say that. Um,
Man, look.
he was trying to make it seem like a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that went on the back end
Mhm.
to where that always made Jordan look a certain way. That's what it seemed like he was trying to allude to. I'm just interested to hear what he got to say.
Everybody is. Everybody's intrigued now. Everybody want to know if he. A lot of people gonna want to know if he gonna go into detail about the merit. Honestly, Sal, I feel like more people are gonna be intrigued, or they're gonna be interested to know, okay, what happened in his personal life, like his marriage and stuff. I
I
think
think the
people
people
could
that's
really care less about the locker room, but I
nah,
think people
the,
people
the
gonna
people
want
that
to
don't care
know
about
about
sports,
that type of stuff.
the people that don't care about sports, I think will. That's what's gonna draw the other demographic of people that just wanna, you know what I'm saying? But us as sports guys, we gonna want to hear some of the sports related things. I really don't care that much about that much of his personal life per se. I'm just interested to see what he got to say about. Because I mean, just listen to that Dan Patrick interview. He threw some slick shots. Like you heard what he talked about. If it he asked him, what if you would have just stayed with the Supersonics and never got drafted? I mean, and never got traded to the Bulls. You hear what he said about that?
No, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that part.
You didn't hear all of it. See, yeah, he
You
had
said
asked
what?
him. I said you didn't hear the whole interview.
No, 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 no. I heard bits and pieces, but I didn't hear really. Honestly, I saw that that portion. I didn't watch the whole entire interview. That's not what I said, man. And I
Okay.
didn't say that. I didn't say that in my
Well, I
in my
didn't.
initial stream, man.
Okay, I didn't. It's obvious that I didn't hear that this was stream, so I'm just bringing it up. But nevertheless, he went on to say, Dan Patrick went on to say this. He went on to ask him this. He said, "What? How do you think your career would have went if you would have never got traded to the Bulls?" And then he kind of put up the hypothetical. Well, it would have been nice if he stayed with the Bulls and they possibly still acquired Sean Kemp and Scottie Pippen. I mean Sean Pippen, Gary Payton, and then he said, "Yeah, man, I think it would have been nice to be a part of that team." He started talking about that team that played the Bulls. You hear me, Polo?
Yeah, I'm listening to you,
Yeah.
man.
He started talking about that team that played the Bulls. Let's say he was a part of that team, and then in '96, and he was like, "Yeah, man, that would have been a good, pretty good squad. Me, Gary Payton, and the Rain Man." And then Dan Patrick asked him, "So, what do you think would have happened if y'all met the Bulls?" You know what Pippen said? You know what he said, Polo? He said, "I don't think the Bulls would have made it that far without me."
Hmm.
See, yeah, so you got to go back and watch the whole thing, bro. Like it was interesting, man. He was throwing some. I guess you could say he was indirectly throwing some shots,
Hmm.
but he no. He said he said this. I gotta say it exactly verbatim. He said, "I don't think the Bulls would have made it that far." And then he said this to Dan Patrick. He like, we kind of, you get what I'm saying? Kind of know what the team was when I went there. So he was kind of applying the fact that Jordan never, like, he was like 1-9 without him. I was like, dang, this nigga Pippen throwing shots. And then Patrick asked him, he did ask him something as well to the notion of, do you want to have a conversation, talk to Jordan? He kind of squished his face like, nah, we ain't really got nothing to talk about. He just kind of made it seem like they really ain't fond of each other. He ain't gonna say they gonna beef or disrespect each other, but they not fond of each other. That's the energy Pippen kind of gave off. So it's really something bothering him. It's something obviously bothering him. If you go listen to that thing, you know, I don't know what all he's been truthful about, but he is one of the least. I mean, he is one of the people we really haven't heard that much from in totality.
I just heard the snippet, man. And that's the portion that I was primarily focused
Yeah.
on. So
I
I
I
don't
encourage
want.
you to go watch a little bit more of it. It's not that long, but it's just interesting. It's very interesting.
So I'm gonna make a call real quick, man. Just give me a few, okay?
All right.
All right, we back, man. Sorry about the delay. What's up, Big Who? I see you in the building, man. I think um I think South may have fell out. Um, let me see. All right, we back again. We currently at halftime. Uh, as I've said before, when it comes to the Phil Jackson and the Scottie Pippen situation, that situation right there. And Phoenix is up right now, 66 to 57. By the way, it looks like Phoenix has gotten, the momentum. Uh, Big Who, they got to stay in the fight. They're gonna have to stay in the fight, and not only are they gonna have to stay in the fight, y'all gonna have to do everything that y'all can. They're scrapping, they're doing what they can. Patrick Beverly's playing hard and um, kind of, some questionable fouls that he shouldn't have did. Like that block from Eddie. But I get it. I get it that they're trying to stay in it. They're trying to do everything they can to stay in there. So. Um, Nevertheless, though, they're gonna do everything they can to stay alive. I hope everybody is feeling all right tonight. Dealing with a lot tonight. So much going on, but still gotta grind, no matter what. And for Giannis, I really don't want him to play. Um, Everybody else might be feeling that feeling like they want him to play and want him to get out there and stuff, but I don't want him out there. But it's his decision. Uh, I I'm not, right there as far as his family and all that situation. I'm not there. I'm pretty sure the people around him are telling him, "Hey, you need to slow your roll." But a hard head makes a soft behind, man. I'm trying to tell you, for real. And I just wouldn't do it. I'm just not gonna do it at all. All right, man. I'm back. Sorry about that, man. I'm dealing with some a little bit of technical issues. Yeah, I think the Phoenix Suns just took a timeout. Uh,
has a memoir called Unguarded that's coming out later on this fall. He's a mogul. He's Scottie Pippen on the program. Scotty, how are you? I'm great, Dan. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Uh,
all right. LA Clippers are down 58 to 66 to the Phoenix Suns. Chris Paul gets it to Devin Booker. Uh, Paul George gets it to Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson shoots it. He's off on that one. And they're saying that Paul George is leading minutes in the NBA with 735 minutes. And as you know, Kawhi Leonard is sitting on the bench. I'm happy that he was able to do that. 59-66. Reggie Jackson shoots it, makes it. Now it's 66-60. Phoenix is up. Devin Booker with the rock right now. Gets it to Crowder. Crowder to Paul. Back to Booker. Shoots it. He's off on that one. Patrick Beverly. And he ends up losing the ball. Turnover on the Clippers. The Clippers are under pressure, man. They got to win this game tonight, or that's it. Chris Paul with the mid range shoots it. That's good. Phoenix is up 68-60, and Clippers got the ball. Reggie Jackson has it right now. Gets it to Morris. Morris to Paul George. Back to Morris. Morris has it right. Morris, nice move with the left. 62-68. Phoenix up still. Chris Paul gets it to Devin Booker. He's guarded by Paul George. Jay Crowder shoots it. That's good. That was a good shot by Jay Crowder. 71-62. And Paul George, he's fouled on that one. And I think Paul George is going to the line for two. Shoots the first one. That's good. And shoots the second one. That's good. 64-71. LA Clippers are still down. Chris Paul has a rock, gets it to Aiden. Aiden to Mikal Bridges. Airballs it. Airballs a shot. Paul George gets it to Patrick Beverly. Beverly to Man. Man drives. Should have been a foul on that one, but they're letting him play. And Jay Crowder gives it to Mikal Bridges, Aiden, and he's fouled by Reggie Jackson. Aiden is going to the line. Aiden is going to the line. Chris Paul has a rock. Gives it to Aiden. Aiden with the shot. That's good. 66-73. No. Wait a minute. 73-64. I'm sorry. Man shoots it. He's off on that one. Chris Paul has the rock. CP3 shoots it. He's off on that one. Rebound, Paul George. Paul George has a rock. He gets it to Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson to Marcus Morris. Man takes it in. He's blocked by Jay Crowder, but there's a foul. And Jay Crowder feels like there shouldn't have been a foul, but that was a foul. That was a foul. You know, Jay Crowder. Come on, man. You know that was a foul. Jay Crowder shooting. Misses that one. That was a nice drive by Terrence, man. But and Jay Crowder just went to the bench. I think that was his fourth foul. And Terrence Mann at the line shooting again, and that's good. Both free throws are good. 65-73. Devin Booker got the right, gets it to Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges shoots it, and that's good. And one. 10-point game, 75-65. 8:02 left in the third. And that's good, Mikal. Mikal Bridges with the shot. Phoenix is up 11, 76-65. Who wants it more? Who wants it more? Paul George with the shot. That's good. 67-76. And Phoenix is up. Aiden with the shot. Rebound, Craig. Craig to Booker. Mikal Bridges back to Paul. And Chris Paul with the runner. 78-67. Marcus Morris shoots it. And he's off on that one. Booker takes it in with the dunk. Just takes it in. Phoenix is just taking control of this game. They're trying to establish. They're trying to get them up out of here. They're trying to get them up out of here. Nice move by Booker, man. That was a nice move by Booker. The Phoenix Suns, man, are not playing. They are up 80-67 right now. And Marcus Morris is at the line. He shoots a shot that's good. 80 to 68. And he misses the second one. Let's see what Phoenix does. CP3 got the ball right now. Gets it to Mikal Bridges, and Phoenix extends the lead 82 to 68. Reggie Jackson to Marcus Morris. Back to Reggie Jackson. Is it back to Marcus Morris Sr.? Marcus Morris shoots it. That's good. 70 to 82. 5:56 left to go in the third quarter. Devin Booker has the right. And rebound Clippers. Reggie Jackson taking it in, pulls it back out, shoots it. He's off on that one. Chris Paul with the elbow jumper misses it. Aiden with the rebound, but there's a foul on the play. I think Aiden got poked in the eye. Yeah, I don't know who poked him, but hopefully he's all right. Chris Paul gets it to Aiden. Aiden's way out there on the perimeter. He's got the ball stolen away from him. CP3 has the rock. Gets it to Morris. Morris shoots it. He's off on that one. Ugh. 85-70. Paul George takes it in. That's good. Well, no, it wasn't good. He had that block. I'm thinking it would have been a goaltend on that one. Paul George at the line. I think that's where he's going to be smart about it, trying to earn him at the line. Hits that first one. He hits the second one. Now it's 85-72. Phoenix is up. Devin Booker takes it in. That's good. 87 to 72. 4:15 left to go in the third. Oh, and the ball was stolen by Craig. Craig gets it to Mikal Bridges, and they are up 89 to 72. Phoenix is hooping. Hitman X, your Phoenix Suns are hooping, bruh. Real talk. 89-72. Nicholas Batum with the shot, he makes it. Now it's 89-74. Phoenix is up. Cal Bridges shoots it. He's off on that one. Paul George gets it to Batum. And there's a foul on the play. 89-74. It was a nice drive by Paul George, but couldn't. Yeah, he's going to the line. Paul George has 13 points, 7 rebounds. And all Kawhi could do is just look on. That's all he could do is look on. But it's not over yet. Still basketball to be played. 89-76. Three oh three left to go. Paul George gets it to Nicholas Batum to Marcus Morris. That was Marcus Morris with the shot. Good shot, Marcus Morris. 89-79. DeMarcus Cousins with the block. Good defense by DeMarcus by Boogie. After Cameron Payne tried to get the layup on him. Devin Booker with the shot. Paul George rebound DeMarcus Cousins. No foul on the play though. Cameron Payne just tried to take it in, but he's off on the out on that one. Pat Bev gets it to Paul George. Paul George takes it in, gives it to Boogie, to Nicholas Batum, makes the shot. That's good. Clippers are back in it. 143 left to go. And Clippers fans they bracing themselves. And Balmer is excited. And the Clippers are on a 10-0 run right now, currently. Patrick Beverly guarding CP3. CP3 wide open. Just wide open. Phoenix is up 92-82 still. 121 left to go in the third. Paul George is called for the offensive foul. And Devin Booker is hurt right now. Oh, and it's his nose. Yeah, he hit his broken nose. Oh, yeah. He's down on the ground. He hit his nose again, then he got hit again. Oh, yeah. He got hit pretty good. So Devin Booker got 18 points. He's 8 for 20 right now. 92-82. Phoenix is up. 1:15 left to go in the third. And, CP3 has a rock right now. CP3 takes it in. That's good. And 94-82. And that was a good left hand move by CP3. I think some of them guys are acting now. Yeah, these guys are acting now. I don't want to see nobody thrown out the game. I definitely don't want to see nobody hurt again. See what happens. Hmm. I'm wondering if he meant to do that though. It don't look like he was on purpose, but the fact that DeMarcus Cousins was taller than CP3, it may have looked worse than what it is. Wow. All right. So DeMarcus Cousins got hit with a technical foul, and it was for taunting. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like Boogie meant to do anything on purpose. So And ball don't lie. CP3 misses that. Paul George misses the reverse. Still gonna stay Clippers ball. And that's off. Paul George just tried to shoot, but it's off. Phoenix got the ball. CP3 guarded by Nicholas Batum. And Chris Paul just hits a three with 8 seconds to go. Morris way off on that one. Hit the backboard. And Chris Paul is hot right now. Trying to see what they have here. I'm shooting the free throw. Yeah, Paul George. He's shooting the free throw. And the score is 97-83. That 97-83. Phoenix is going into the final quarter, almost the end of the game. Who will win it? We back again. Chris Paul got 22 points and 6 assists. 9 to 15 from shooting. He's 9 to 15 from the field. Having a real good game. This game is over with if the Clippers don't find a way, and I think that way is going to be Paul George. You gonna have to step up. Yep, and this is pretty much over with. 2:58 left to go. Phoenix is up 121 to 100. And they came in, they took care of business. Ball stolen. And Phoenix is going to the finals. Phoenix is going to the finals, man. And Chris Paul got 41 points and 8 assists.